Commentary and criticism, Ringo TV reactions. Let's go. So, top of the morning. Todrick Hall reveals how Ellen's scandal affected Stephen Twitch boss. Yeah. Top of the morning. Welcome to the stream, Ringo TV reactions. Seems to be some controversy going on social media regarding Todrick Hall. Seems like a lot of people are coming at him for implying that the scandal regarding Ellen DeGeneres had something to do with Twitch deleting himself. This is crazy, but let's talk about it. You know what I'm saying? It goes on, it says, the Drag Race judge opened up about the pressure boss was under following the Ellen DeGeneres show scandal. And as you all know, there was a scandal that took place a while back based on my research where there was some racism and some other issues regarding her show that sparked a lot of controversy, which I guess led to her being canceled and everything else. But nonetheless, there's always some new news to add to the fire. And, you know, this photo here is, you know, it's interesting, but we got a lot of things to talk about. So again, you're now joining in the show. We're talking about Todrick Hall reveal how Ellen's scandal affected Stephen Twitch boss. Now, this is his take on the situation, and he's getting some backlash from social media right now. A lot of people are mad with him. And it just goes to show that when you're in the industry, you're not allowed to speak about anything. Because if you do, they're going to come for you. This is just the way it is in the industry. See, with all the information that I shared about the Twitch situation, you would think that a lot of people would have an understanding of what's going on. And you know, the videos would be shared and it would reach the national stage. But it's not that way because I'm not a part of the industry. But now when you are a part of that industry and something happens like this, then if you speak out against it, they're going to come for you. And it doesn't matter if you live the alternative life. It doesn't matter what your position is. They're going to come for you regardless. So it goes on, talks about how Todrick is opening up. Now notice he's opening up. See, Todrick is opening up, but Twitch's own wife ain't opening up in terms of speaking about the situation. She ain't even talking about what's going on. But we got all these other people that just coming out of the woodworks, and come to find out Twitch used to visit this guy's house. You know, I don't know. You could put two and two together. Remember, I already done brought out information that I believe that, you know, Twitch was living two lives. People keep getting mad at me because I bring out this information, but we got to talk about it. And it seemed like the people that are coming out are people that live that alternative life. And they know a lot about Twitch. And you just put two and two together, it is what it is. You know, you can't hide the truth. You know, eventually it's going to come out. What's done in the dark is going to come out. You don't know what kind of relationships Twitch had in the industry. You just don't know. But moving on, this particular guy, Todrick Hall, opening up pretty much about his late friend, Stephen Twitch boss, in the wake of his death. It goes on and says the performer recently spoke with Page 6 about the pressure the DJ was feeling in the time leading up to his death by self-deletion last month, which Hall says stemmed from the scandal surrounding the Ellen DeGeneres show, where Boss worked in recent years. Wow. It goes on and it says, if you need a refresher, in 2020, DeGeneres was accused of running a racist, sexist, and toxic environment on her set. The allegations were startling, and they led to an intense wave of criticism, some of which was directed at Boss, who stood by the host as the internet attacked her and the show. Now, a lot of you may not understand how the industry works. You may not understand how they will put you in a position where you will be the punching bag. I truly believe, with all the information I have regarding this case with Twitch, that Ellen DeGeneres put Twitch in a position of being an executive to further push the heat on him, if you know what I mean. If you really think about it, when the scandals and everything was going down and all this stuff about racism and all this other stuff, if you notice, Twitch was promoted, you know what I mean, to, you know, executive, like, you know, he's an executive on the show. Like, why was that even done? Well, it's designed to use him as the scapegoat. Like, it's like whatever pressure her show is getting, hey, we just blame the executive. Because obviously the executive is the one responsible. You see what I'm saying? So it's sort of like he's responsible for everything that's going on, and it takes the heat off of her. And especially if you put a guy that, you know, is a black man, you know what I'm saying? It's going to definitely bring some heat his way. So Todrick is basically saying that due to the situation and the allegations that happened in 2020, it seems as if though he's saying that may had something to do with Twitch getting deleted. Now, I don't believe the narrative that he was deleted by, you know, himself, just kind of just saying, well, I'm done. I believe that he was murdered and that he was plotted on by the industry. Could be some sort of relationship he had with somebody, some sort of scandal. Maybe he had information he was about to bring out. I don't know exactly what the situation is, but Todrick decides to come out the closet and speak on the issues, and he's getting a lot of backlash right now. They coming at him, basically saying he don't even have the right to speak about the situation. This is what's crazy about the death of Twitch. When you're in the industry, they don't even want you to talk about it. And this is why Allison is not speaking, y'all. Y'all probably wondering why Allison is not speaking about this. It's because she's going to get backlash too. Believe it or not, just because that's his wife doesn't mean nothing. If she dares speaks about the situation, she's going to get a lot of backlash from the industry because they wanted to go down that Twitch deleted himself when really he was murdered. You understand? So we're going to take a look at some footage later on from Page 6 channel and see what you make of that, because, you know, I believe that Todrick knows more, but he's not saying it. You know what I'm saying? I believe he may have understood things and he's just kind of keeping it under wraps. So it goes on and it says people were looking at him like, why are you still supporting this woman? Referring to Twitch. In other words, when the scandal was going down, they would like, why are you still supporting this woman? Twitch, with all the racism and all of that other stuff. But you got to remember, he was promoted. So it's like, he's now in a position where it's like, hey, this is my livelihood. This is how I'm making my bread and butter. What do you want me to do? It's like, this is how I make my bread. If I come against her, then, you know, I'm going to lose everything that I worked so hard for. So you got to think about the position that Twitch may have been in. You have to think about this because the people were coming at Twitch too. Because if you really think about it, like if we go back to the points that was made here, let me see where we can find it, where it talks about if you need a refresher course. Like in 2020, DeGeneres was accused of running a racist, sexist, and toxic environment on her set. The allegations were startling, and they led to an intense wave of criticism, some of which was directed at Boss, who stood by the host as the internet attacked her and the show. So if you could only imagine the amount of pushback DeGeneres was getting and the criticism that Twitch may have received, just for remaining by her side. You know, a lot of people were calling him a sellout, all sorts of different names, and a lot of stuff most of you probably never even heard. But it goes on and it says people were looking at him like, why are you still supporting this woman? Why are you still supporting her, bro? He told the publication, and I think he was under a lot of pressure. He went on to speculate that the backlash may have played a part in the struggles Boss had in the months leading up to his death. So basically, what this guy is saying is that due to the show being canceled, the criticism, it was like haunting him, because here he is trying to speak against issues regarding black people, but yet you there defending a woman that, you know, had all these allegations of running a racist, sexist, and toxic environment, and you defended her. It's like it's a contradiction. It's like, here you are, a black man on a show that is doing all of these things, and, you know, I'm just reporting the news. This is all a speculation. But these allegations were very intense. And what Todrick is basically saying is that it may have led to Twitch being under a lot of pressure. Now, again, I don't believe the narrative of self-deletion. I believe that he was murdered because he may have known a lot, was going to talk about a lot of things, and once said individuals realized that he had this kind of information that would be leaked, they decided to do him in. You understand what I'm saying? So it goes on and says people were looking at him like, why are you still supporting this woman, regarding to DeGeneres. He told publication. And I think he was under a lot of pressure. So this is his thoughts. He think he was under a lot of pressure. He went on to speculate that the backlash may have played a part in the struggle Boss had in the months leading up to his death. Now, remember, they said in the TMZ post that Twitch left a so-called note alluding to past struggles and challenges, but they never showed us a picture of this note so that we can read it for ourselves. They never gave us that information. So we're just basically just going by what they say. This is why I don't really believe the narrative of self-deletion, because there are a lot of red flags. You're saying that he left a note, but you never gave the public the note so we can read it for ourselves, so we can come to our own conclusion on the matter. So it goes on and says, I don't know what was going on in his life that may have led to him to make that decision, but I do understand. Now, it's interesting how he said he do understand, because that implies that he himself may have experienced similar pressures from the industry that may have made him contemplate the same type of nonsense. You know, you got to really read it and pay attention. It says, I don't know what was going on in his life, meaning I don't know about his personal struggles, right? That may have led him to make that decision, but I do understand. You see that? When someone says, but I do understand, it's because they already done been there. It's because they, you know, had those thoughts, if that's what you want to call them. So Hall continued sympathizing with the pressure that comes when the whole world is watching and criticizing. Right now, when I get online some days, like right now, if I was in the wrong position of where this abuse would keep happening for years and years and years, there's only so much a human being can take. You see what I'm saying? So basically, he's looking at his situation too. And if you just Google his name, he's in a lot of different scandals and controversy and posts that people are making, they're constantly talking about that particular person. So Hall remembers Boss as someone that was always supportive, kind, and down to earth. Now, again, we hear all of these nice words about Twitch, that he was supportive, kind, down to earth, all of these different things. And it kind of make you wonder, like, why would a guy that is doing all of that be interested in self-deletion? It doesn't even make any sense. So this is why I don't believe the narrative that they put out there. But we got to cover the news. We got to cover these stories to make sense of all of this stuff, because, you know, the public want to know what's happening. You know, it is said that Twitch been by this guy's house to do TikTok videos. You can speculate on how you see that, you know, because again, Todrick clearly lives the alternative lifestyle. It is all over his social medias. It is clear as day. This is my first time hearing about him because the news is now coming out. At the same time, he said that Twitch, you know, came to his house, you know, to support him and do all other things, and, you know, do dancing and TikTok videos and so on and so forth. So, you know, it just goes to show that Twitch had a lot of relationships. You know what I mean? He had a lot of relationships. It doesn't necessarily mean that they had like an intimate relationship. It's just, we have to put the truth out there. You know what I mean? You can speculate and think what you want regarding that situation, but, you know, I just, you know, it's like, it's one of them things where it goes back to what I said, you know, as a man that is into women, is like, do you go to a guy's house that you know is living the alternative lifestyle to do TikTok videos? Is that something that, I mean, is that something that a man does, like a masculine man? I'm trying to put it together, and it's like, he's not gonna do that. You know what I'm saying? He's not gonna put himself in certain situations, even if he knows the person. It's like he would probably go with somebody because it'll look a certain way. Now, somebody may say, well, why you gotta put it like that? Well, let's put it in this perspective so you can understand exactly what I'm saying. Let's say, for example, you're a man that practice monogamy and you're a one-woman man, right? And you are known to being this faithful, monogamous man only to your wife, right? But you know a friend named Stacy, and Stacy is a dancer, and you wanted to do some TikTok videos with her, right? So if you were to go by her house alone, right, and TMZ just kind of saw that you were at her house alone and your car was there for a few hours, and it hit the tabloids and it hit the social media, then guess what everybody's going to be thinking and saying? They're going to assume that you had a relationship with Stacy. Do you see how that goes? Do you see how that goes? So I need for you to understand that before you start throwing your stones. This is very serious, because if you're a monogamous man that is 100% faithful just to your wife, and you go by Stacy's house to do TikTok videos, the public is not going to think that you just went there to do TikTok videos. They're not going to say, oh, Stacy is his friend, he would never do such a thing, he would never fool around with her. Well, you don't know what a man would do. He's behind closed doors. Anything can happen. Well, the same thing when you have a guy that is around that lifestyle. If he go to Todrick's house to do TikTok videos, I just, you know, it's just something that just doesn't add up right there. It's like there's more to this than meets the eye, you know. So I hope that example kind of clears up your mind, because I know how people is, you know. They'll say, well, I don't think that Twitch and Todrick had anything further than, you know, maybe some friendship or whatever the case is. Well, I beg to differ, because like I said, a man is a man, and if a man is going by a woman's house and he's alone, chances is something's going on. And if you don't want nobody to think that you were doing something, then, right, Twitch would bring his wife with him to his house. That way, His wife is with him, so it don't look no way if the tabloids and the TMZs and everybody else is out there taking pictures. Because you have to understand that this is how the world works. Listen, if I'm walking, let's say I'm walking down the street in some area where there is a gay club, right? And I stop by the club to answer my phone because I'm walking by, but I stopped by the club and I'm a big popular artist and TMZ is in the area. All they got to do is snap a photo. All they got to do is snap a photo in front of that club with me standing there and just post it and say, we caught up with Ringo. He was at club such and such, and the whole public would go crazy. Do you see what I mean? Because perception is very, very troubling. The way things look can make people think whatever they want to think. And you were just walking by. Imagine that. You just walking by, you stop to answer your phone. You didn't even know there's a club right there. But because the camera took the snap and they put it on the internet, the whole world would be like, wow, I ain't know Ringo was into that. This is crazy. Now you got everybody doing videos and everybody doing this. You see what I mean? That's how easy it is to get caught up in drama. So if Twitch was by this man's house doing TikTok videos by himself without Ollison, that speaks volumes. There's no way around that one. You know, it's no different than if I'm by some woman's house that's fine and I'm there by myself with her, chances is I'm getting it in. You know what I'm saying? I'm not there to do no TikTok videos. You know what I'm saying? I'm just saying. But this is how the world is. So again, if a man don't want to be accused of anything, he would have his wife by his side. That way, if he visit a guy that lived the alternative life, if he's with his wife, nobody can't say nothing. What is TMZ gonna post if he was there with his wife? What they gonna say? You can't really say anything. You could say, oh, they probably had a threesome. No, you're not gonna go there because he's with his wife. So you really can't accuse him of anything. But this is the world we live in. You got to understand something, ladies and gentlemen. In the world we live in, everybody want a black man to be living the alternative life. That's the kind of news everybody is screaming to hear. You know what I'm saying? And it's just sad. You know, it's a really sad situation. It's like anytime somebody read anything about anybody, they just want the juice, the tea, the news on, wow, I ain't know Jay-Z was in the closet, or I ain't know 50 Cent did this, and wow, P. Diddy is doing that. That's the type of drama people love. You see what I mean? That's what they crave. Now at the same time, we're gonna hear from Todrick to see what he got to say, right? So we're gonna get into that right now and play this tape and find out what's going on. Cause again, this news is interesting. Now this is coming out from the Page 6 channel. Looked like they had some sort of interview, but the interview is like, it's extremely short. Maybe they have a longer version somewhere else. I don't know, but we don't really need that. All we gotta do is just let him talk, and you can hear a little bit. Now that particular video got some background music, so I have it muffled with my music for various reasons, but you'll be able to hear him clear nonetheless. So let's see what he got to say.
Designed to handle that much pressure. And when I was talking about my experience, his face was like,
you see that? He was talking to Twitch about his experiences, and I guess Twitch looked at him in disbelief, like not necessarily disbelief in what he went through, but like, wow, yo, I'm going through something similar the same way. So let's go.
You surprised? Where were you when you found out he committed?
She said, where were you when you found out he self-deleted? That's what she just said.
I woke up in the morning and my assistant texted me and told me I'm so sorry about Twitch. And
wow. So when he found out that Twitch self-deleted, his assistant contacted him. Now, you have to think about this. Like, the assistant contacted Todrick real quick to let him know, like, yo, your boy Twitch is gone. You know what I mean? Now, when people contact you that fast, you had to have some sort of relationship with them. But in this same video, Todrick was implying that he really didn't have no real relationship with Twitch, which is kind of weird. I'm like, what's really going on, fam? Like, did you have a relationship with him or not? Like, let's listen to him, find out what he got to say.
I saw it. I was not super close to Twitch. He was just somebody who always supported me. He was always so kind. We DM'd back and forth. He came over a couple of times. We shot TikTok videos together.
Now, you heard what he just said. He said he really didn't know him like that, but he came over a couple of times. Now, I don't understand that. Let's rewind that back, because this just, it ain't sounding right. It's like, I don't know if he don't want to tell the world the real story about what's going on, because remember, I did a video about the Caucasian guy that was crying over Twitch, and Twitch was dancing with him, and Twitch held him in his arms, and they was doing this questionable dance together that clearly shows that Twitch was either involved with said man. You know, it was very clear these are things that a man is not gonna do, you know, unless he feel very comfortable around men. So you got to put the 2 and 2 together to make the 4. It's just the way it is. And now we got Todrick saying that Twitch was coming over his house to do TikTok videos, but he really didn't know him like that. Well, if you didn't know somebody like that, why would they be at your house? You know what I mean? Like, why would you let somebody just come to your house and be comfortable if you don't really know them? Like, I wouldn't even have nobody at my crib if I'm not comfortable and, you know, concerning the situation. It's like, you just let a stranger just walk up in your crib? Nah, nobody does that.
I woke up in the morning and my assistant texted me and told me I'm so sorry about Twitch. And
wow. The assistant told him, I'm so sorry. So this got to be somebody he know, somebody he was in a relationship with, you know.
I saw it. I was not super close to Twitch. He was just somebody who always supported me. He was
yeah, he got to be lying, fam. He got to be lying. And this is what I'm saying. People keep getting mad at me for bringing out the information, but I'm trying to make people understand. Like, there had to be something more to this, because again, let's rewind it back and listen to what he said. Let's go.
Told me I'm so sorry about Twitch, and then I saw it. I was not super close to Twitch.
He said he wasn't super close to Twitch. He said he wasn't super close to Twitch.
Just somebody who always supported me.
You said he was someone who always supported you. Well, then you had to be super close. What's going on? He said he wasn't super close to Twitch, but then he said Twitch would always support him. So that means Twitch and him had a relationship, y'all. Come on, man. I don't understand this mess. But this is what's going on, you know? This is what's going on with what's happening here. And we're trying to get down to the nitty-gritty on what's going on. And to all the folks out there that remain in their feelings, you need to get a life, like seriously, because you're not out here helping Twitch. You're not out here fighting for his justice. You're just complaining all day because your life is miserable. You know, at the end of the day, what are you doing to get justice for Twitch? Have you found out who killed him? Are you putting in the work? Are you out here researching the information? What are you doing? Nothing. That's my point. You're wasting your time. See, this man was murdered, and all you do is complain. You must be working for the devil, because obviously you don't want no justice for Twitch. You understand? We gotta find out what's going on. It seemed like Todrick knows more, and he's not saying exactly what it is. He said Twitch would always support him. Why would Twitch go out of his way supporting another man if y'all don't have a close relationship? I'm not supporting nobody if we're not close in some sort of way, you know? Let's go.
I woke up in the morning and my assistant texted me and told me I'm so sorry about Twitch.
Now, why would your assistant text you if you and Twitch are not close? Why would she text you? Why would your assistant text you if you're not close to Twitch? Obviously, you had a relationship. Just come out and just say it. Like, you know, people can read between the lines.
Then I saw it. I was not super close to Twitch. He was just somebody who always supported me. He was always so kind. We DM'd back and forth.
You DM'd back and forth. You DM'd back and forth. You DM'd back and forth.
Came over a couple times.
He came over a couple of times. Listen, people, listen.
So kind. We DM'd back and forth. He came over a couple times. We shot TikTok videos.
He came over a couple of times. You see that? So Twitch visit this man's house a couple of times. See, ladies and gentlemen, all I'm doing is putting the information out there, man. People keep getting mad. These are interviews where this man said what he said. Like, it's clear, it's right there in your face, fam. All I'm doing is reacting, sharing my commentary. That's all I'm doing. And people keep getting mad at me. This is crazy. He said that Twitch came over his house to do TikTok videos. I don't know any man that is a masculine man that is going over another man's house to do TikTok videos. You understand what I'm saying? I don't understand that. Now, again, to each his own. All I'm trying to say is let's not be in denial. Let's not be in denial about this. I already told you on a couple of videos that it's my personal belief that Twitch may have been living two lives, a double life. And I believe that his marriage was an industry marriage, meaning that even though he was a professional dancer, had a lot of talent, they tried to paint him as a married man for the public because of different criticism he was getting because of the kind of people he hanged around. You have to understand something. Let me break this thing down for you, because a lot of people don't realize how this is. Remember when we was talking about a particular stream and we was talking about how the Ellen DeGeneres show made it comfortable for people to be on the show where they didn't have to worry about being judged or anything? And I told you that the reason why they say this is because it's to protect people that live the alternative lifestyle, because they get a lot of criticism. Now, I'm going to break something down for you to understand, which can further give information on why I believe that Twitch marriage was an industry marriage rather than a sincere, committed relationship. The reason why is a lot of times you have guys that are in the industry, right, that they live the alternative lifestyle, but they don't want nobody to know. You understand what I'm saying? It's like they're in that world, but they don't want nobody to know because they're ashamed. This is why we always had that saying back in the day where they would say, come out the closet. How many of you remember they would tell people, hey, come out the closet? Well, there's a lot of people that are still in the closet and they don't want to come out because they don't want to face the criticism. For a lot of people that are in that world, right, that are honest with themselves, they don't want the criticism that comes with it. Like, for example, you got a lot of guys out here that they hang out in the streets with their friends, and you would never think for a million years that this dude is on the DL. You would never think this. And if his friends was to ever find out, man, he would lose his mind, because he won't be able to handle the stress of knowing that all his boys are now talking about him. You get what I'm saying? So a lot of guys, and I think this happens more so with men than so with women. Women are just pretty much forthcoming with what they're doing. They just pretty much come out. They don't care, right? It was even said back in the day that, and I can recall this because I heard many women say this way back in the day, that, and put a 1 in the chat if you known this to be true, meaning that you heard this back in the day. I always heard back in the day, coming up as a kid, that people would say stuff like, oh, women are naturally gay. That's just how they are. I always heard that coming up as a kid. And I used to say, why people always say that? And it was like people were comfortable saying that women are naturally gay. Like, this is how they are, like all of them. This is what I was always hearing as a kid coming up. Meaning that, and this is why whenever you have people, I guess, having threesomes, and you have 2 girls, 1 guy, and a lot of times the women be bisexual, right? And the point is, most guys are comfortable with that. Have you ever noticed that? Have you ever noticed you have a lot of music videos where you see rappers rapping and they'll have 2 women in the videos hugging on each other, kissing on each other, and it's nothing. Nobody says nothing. It's perfectly normal. That's what I mean. So it's normal in today's society. We see this all the time. You'll see 2 women dancing. Some of you ladies in the chat might be guilty of this. You dancing on your friend, holding your friend's behind, and you dancing on your friend. What's up with that? If 2 men did that, y'all would question them. So why it's okay for you to do that, and yet you claim that you're not really into women? Are you following me? So this is what I mean by how back in the day, they would always say that women were living the alternative life naturally. So now, when you look at this situation with Todrick, and then you look at Twitch, it could be a situation where he just don't want nobody to know what's going on, and that's why the marriage took place. Because again, we talked about Club Jete, right? We talked about Club Jete. Club Jete is known for what it is, right? I don't even have to explain it, right? These are environments where people go where they don't want to be judged or criticized. And this is why in the last episode, the woman that owned the club or managed the club, remember what she said? She said that it's a place where you don't have to worry about being judged. Well, what do you think she's talking about? She's talking about for people that may be living a certain lifestyle and they are concerned about being criticized. Now, criticism is a part of life. You're going to get criticized. You're going to get criticized. The problem is a lot of times people that are in that world have a difficult time. They don't want nobody to know. And that is what I believe led to the marriage of Twitch and Allison. They put it together to shape public opinion so that he didn't have to deal with any criticism. Are you following me? And this is why they call it a beard. Because look, ladies, believe it or not, you have a lot of guys out there that have women, and you would think dude is into women. But in most cases, it's a beard, it's a cover. You just don't know what's going on. And sometimes you can have a woman that have a man, and you think, oh, she's into her dude, and on the low, she got girlfriends. You know what I mean? So that's what I believe, that Twitch's marriage was an industry marriage that was set up to stop any criticism that was coming towards Twitch. Because again, they told us that he left a note in the motel alluding to past struggles and challenges. Okay, what could those struggles and challenges possibly be? Come on, y'all. Put 2 and 2 together, man. It's not that hard to understand. You know what I mean? Some people are just in denial about this. But anyway, let me rewind back the tape a little bit and play it again.
Twitch. He was just somebody who always supported me. He was always so kind. We DM'd back and forth. He came over a couple times. We shot TikTok videos together. But when I was talking about what it's like to be a Black man in the industry, gay aside, and
you heard what he just said, right? I didn't say anything. You heard what he just said. He talked about what it's like to be in the industry as a Black man. And he said, gay aside. Let's hear what he got to say.
Black man in the industry, gay aside, and him being somebody who married a white woman, there was a lot of people who were coming at him. People don't realize what they're sending to you. They don't realize that.
Now, look at what he just said there, because I don't know if you can hear him properly, but he talked about how he was married to Allison, a white woman, and people were coming at him because of his marriage. Are you seeing this? He's basically saying that people were coming at Twitch because of his marriage to Allison, meaning that he married a white woman. So man, it's crazy. You never know what Twitch was dealing with in the industry because of his marriage. Remember, anytime you see these marriages that just pop up out of the blue, you gotta understand those are industry marriages. It could have been a situation where Allison never loved that man. It was just an industry marriage for public perception. I keep telling y'all this. People keep getting mad. You got to open your mind. There's a lot of industry marriages. It's all for public perception to make you believe that, oh, this guy is a family man and he's a this and he's a that, when behind the scenes, man, he's doing something totally different. Living a whole nother life. You would never know.
Married a white woman, there was a lot of people who were coming at him. People don't realize what they're sending to you. They don't realize that you're real, because people don't say the things to me that they say online to me in person when they see me.
Well, of course they're not. A lot of times people say a lot of stuff in my comments that they would never say to me in my face, because people know better. See, when people are behind the computer monitor and their cell phones, it's easy to type a bunch of garbage. But if I'm standing in your face, you're not gonna say that. You know what I'm saying? You're gonna be on some, yo, what up, Ringo? Yo, what up, fam? That's what you're gonna be doing. You see? Because when you're standing right next to the man, then now you start realizing things can get real. So you choose your words wisely. But see, on the internet, people gain a sense of bravery. You know what I mean? They can talk their crap and hide behind an avatar and think that nobody can find them. It's very easy to find people, fam. Very, very easy. So that's what he's basically implying right there. That people would say a lot of things online about him, but in person, they change up.
When he was on Ellen and Ellen was being canceled, people were looking at him saying, why are you supporting this woman? And I think
you see that? When he was on Ellen's show and she was going through her criticism and all the backlash and allegations, they were looking at Twitch like, bro, you're a Black man. Why are you still defending her? Why are you doing this? Why are you backing her up? And what I think people are not seeing is all Twitch had back then was him being on the Ellen DeGeneres show. That was his livelihood. So it's sort of like your job is closing down. You ain't gonna be making no money. And everybody's expecting you to turn against your bosses and supervisors when this is how you make your money. You know what I mean? It's crazy, man. But this is what's going on here. You know? This is crazy. Let me see what's going on in this chat, man. Ringo is obsessed with this case. Me too. Let me get you up on out of here. Nobody's obsessed with anything. You need to have some respect. Now, you're the one that's obsessed. I'm just reporting the news. Now, the situation that happened here, man, with this guy, Todrick, I believe there's more to the story regarding him and Twitch that people are not really focusing on. You see, ladies and gentlemen, what I told just now, I just said people got to choose their words wisely, right? You know what I'm saying? I just said that people, they say a lot of things in the chats and they don't realize that you can't tell me that in my face. You know what I mean? Like, have some respect, bro. Like, seriously, you don't come to a man talking about he's obsessed when I'm reporting the news. So am I obsessed with Kendra G because I do reactions? Am I obsessed with a football player that recently almost died? Now they're saying that he's dead, but he has a clone. You know, am I obsessed? Like, people are crazy. You know what I mean? So, getting back onto the case, man, because I don't got no time to play. It's too early for this nonsense, right? Todrick, he knows more. And he understands that the industry is dirty. He understands that there's a lot that Twitch may have been dealing with regarding the DeGeneres situation. And again, if I can make my point clear after being interrupted, Twitch's livelihood was from the Ellen DeGeneres show. Do you understand me? That was his livelihood. So him defending her or standing by her side, I don't necessarily think he was sitting there defending her, like her per se. I think that he was concerned about his livelihood. And that's why he stuck around. You know what I mean? He stuck around because that was his livelihood. That's how he make his money, bruh. Now, they promoted him to executive. So if anybody was going through it, it was him. Because as an executive on the show, you're going to get backlash too. And I believe that DeGeneres made him an executive on the show as a chess move so that when the heat comes down, he was the one that was going to get a lot of the heat. That is why he pretty much been through a lot on that show, because he was an executive. As an executive, it all falls back on you too. You know, that's just the way it is. So once all the drama took place, they started to come at him, a lot of accusations. Listen, even while he was with Ollison, people were still questioning him in terms of if he is on the DL, is he a supporter of racism? You know, is he covering this up because of his executive position? So he was receiving a lot of hate and criticism. And remember, that was how he made his bread and butter. So it's not like he's going to come out and say, hey guys, yeah, DeGeneres is this and she's a that, and ruin his bag. So he was in a compromising position. And I believe that DeGeneres put him there purposely. Put a black man as an executive. He's popular. He becomes the face of her show. Matter of fact, I would go as far to say that Twitch made her show. You see what I'm saying? And they used him to fulfill their purpose. That's what they did. So now I don't know if he deleted himself because of that, but I don't believe he deleted himself. But this is what Todrick is saying. Todrick is saying that this is what happened. Let's play the tape.
It's just a lot of pressure. Human beings are not designed to handle that much pressure. And when I was talking about my experience, his face was like, wow. I know. And he was just like, it's a lot.
You see what I'm saying? So Twitch and Todrick had conversations. Remember, Twitch went by his house to do TikTok videos. And just by the way they put it, just by the way he put it, it just sounds interesting. Like, so he just came to your house. Hey, Todrick, how you doing? You ready to do the TikTok videos? And like, I just don't get it. It's like, there's more to this than, there must be more to the interview, because I don't think anybody would have a 1-minute interview. So they probably had a full length interview somewhere. I don't know where it is, but you know, I don't really need it because we're just going off what we got. So again, if you're joining in the show, we're talking about situation with Todrick, pretty much opening up about situation with Twitch. You know, Todrick Hall reveals how Ellen scandal affected Stephen Twitch boss. The Drag Race judge opened up about the pressure boss was under following the Ellen DeGeneres show scandal. And if you don't know about the scandal, everything happened in 2020. There was some controversy. It goes on. Todrick is opening up about his late friend. Now notice he said his late friend, Stephen Twitch boss, in the wake of his death. The performer recently spoke with Page 6 about the pressure the DJ was feeling in the time leading up to his death by self-deletion last month, which Hall says stemmed from the scandal surrounding the Ellen DeGeneres show where Boss worked in recent years. If you need a refresher, in 2020, DeGeneres was accused of running a racist, sexist, and toxic environment on her set. The allegations were startling, and they led to an intense wave of criticism, some of which was directed at Boss, who stood by the host as the internet attacked her and the show. So if you were around back then when the scandal was going down, Twitch was receiving backlash too, and criticism for standing beside a woman that was, on the hot seat. And they were trying to figure out, why would a black man be here defending her? You know, you should be defending, yourself, but again, this was his bread and butter. This is how he made his money. So the last thing he wanted to do is go against the hand that was feeding him. You have to understand the loyalty that goes on in the game. Sometimes you have men that know the production set is racist or the production set is toxic, but because of the bag, they don't pretty much, they don't care about morals and values. You get what I mean? They don't care about morals and values. They don't care about ethics. They don't care about, even if someone was a racist or if it was toxic, they would rather not speak on it because they're eaten. It's just like how you have a lot of poor black people out here struggling, but people that are in the industry that got a lot of money, they don't care about you. They don't care that you're struggling. They don't care that you're hungry. All they care about is, I got my money, I got this, I got that. I got my house, I got my car, so I'm good. So it doesn't matter what other black person is struggling. As long as they're not struggling, they don't care about you. And that could be the case with Twitch, where he defended DeGeneres because he figured, hey, I gotta eat, So, hey, it is what it is, man. It is what it is. So, yeah. It goes on and says people were looking at him like, why are you still supporting this woman? Referring to DeGeneres. He told the publication, and I think he was under a lot of pressure. He went on to speculate that the backlash may have played a part in the struggles Boss had in the months leading up to his death. I don't know what was going on in his life that may have led him to make that decision, but I do understand, which implies that he knows the feeling of being under a lot of pressure and contemplating self-deletion. Hall continued sympathizing with the pressure that comes with the whole world when the whole world is watching and criticizing. Right now, when I get online some days, like right now, if I was in the wrong position or where this abuse would keep happening for years and years and years, there's only so much a human being can take, which means that he been in that situation where the industry is coming at him, they're talking about him all day, criticizing him all day, and it's like, it pushes you over the edge. Hall remember Boss as somebody that was always supportive, kind, and down to earth. So, interesting stuff right there, fam. Interesting stuff. But anyway, I'm gonna get up on out of here. It is what it is. Leave your thoughts. Leave your commentary, criticism, whatever you got to talk about in chat, in the comments. You know what I mean? We're going to talk more about this later on. Maybe there's some more to the story that might pop up. I'm now seeing that TMZ wrote something about the situation. So I may talk about that, see what they got to say. Yeah, that's about it. So it is what it is, man. I don't understand why this is coming out now, but hey, it is what it is. So y'all be safe out there. We'll talk more later on. Ringo TV reactions. Y'all be safe out there. Peace and blessings to the chat, everybody. I'll be back later on. I'm out, y'all. Peace.
If you like our content, consider supporting via Cash App at $Ringo TV Raw. Become a patron on patreon.com for exclusive video content not shown on YouTube. You could also support through PayPal at paypal.me/Ringo TV Raw. Subscribe to our YouTube channel and click the bell to be notified of new content. Follow me on Instagram at Ringo TV Raw.
This is Ringo TV Reactions, the only channel on YouTube bringing you the truth, 100% raw and uncut. I'm out. Peace.